Hello and welcome. Today is Tuxedo Mask's birthday. I am beyond excited. I absolutely love Tuxedo Mask. He's among my favorite male anime characters. I absolutely adore the man. So we're going to be continuing on the theme of doing glass arts of the Sailor Scouts. And of course Tuxedo Mask is included. He's part of everything. He's part of everything. You know? So, happy birthday to Mamoru. So let's get right into this. When it comes to supplies, you're going to need your picture frame, some paint brushes, maybe a mixing palette, and some containers to hold your paint in, especially if you're someone like me who likes to mix custom color paints. You're going to need your paints. I use Apple Barrel, and I used multi-surface and acrylic matte, which was probably a big mistake, But lastly, you're gonna need some Sharpie oil-based paint markers, which I really love. And to think that this early in the game, I've already made a major mistake. Not the paint. We're talking major mistake. I am live right now. I'm live on Twitch right now. I record my videos in OBS, and I accidentally hit go live instead of record. Now, the buttons are beyond right next to each other. They are right next to each other, and I went live on Twitch. No chat, no audio, no background audio. No one could hear anything. All people could see was me aggressively trying to mix the perfect shade of black, almost blue paint for Tuxedo Mask's hair. And my man, shout out to my man Thomas, my mod Thomas, on Discord, messaging me, knowing that I definitely didn't mean to go live. So, big oof, major mistake, right out the gate a mistake. So, like I said last time, I'm sure as much as people would love to see me custom mix paint colors, it was absolute chaos. It was chaos. I was totally out of control, and live on Twitch, so out of control. So how about we get into the good part, or more so the next big mistake. let me just say, I cannot wait to get to the end of this recording process because it is so funny to me. This entire project was absolute chaos. I don't know where I went wrong, but I went wrong at every possible moment, and it is so funny to me. So I like to use Sharpie's oil-based paint markers, and let me just say, they work fantastic. But upon getting to a certain point in the line work, my marker started to run out, and you can kind of see like my little piece of paper trying to get the paint to come out of the marker. And it kept running out, which means that the line work, it looked fine. Big secret that I reveal in every video is that I actually take the tape off and I peek at the other side to make sure everything's going correctly, right? And instead of thinking, something seems off, and stopping and redoing it, I just kept going. I didn't like try to fix anything. I was just like, I'll just keep going. I don't know why. I decided to keep going. Oh my god. The major part where you can tell where my marker started to run out on moments is around the hair. That was a big oof on my part. So now that we've finished the very scuffy line work, and it didn't look scuffy. When I looked and peeked on the other end, I'm like, wow, this looks really good. And then kept going. Like I thought it looked good and something was off. But, we continue on with life. So doing the paint, I tried really hard to find like a really good picture of Mamoru. I was settling on a couple of different photos, but this one, I kept coming back to this photo, and after looking for a more higher resolution one where the saturation wasn't kind of like overdone, you could kind of see that he had two different shades of hair. Although his hair is black, there was kind of like a weird bluish tone that I wanted to add to it. And I think another big part of this was that the paints I have are very old. So some paints were mixing really well, and some of the multi-surface paints and the regular matte acrylic paints weren't mixing properly. So upon laying some colors down on top of each other, like for the shading, some of the paint would dissolve. Maybe it was the mixing process. Maybe it was because there was too much water while I was putting them in the paint containers, and the paint was it was separating from each other. So this whole time, as I'm layering over paints and looking onto the other side, I'm starting to notice that, like, this is when I started to notice that the line work was kind of scuffy. Like, there's something wrong with this. Like, something's wrong. I can feel it. But let me just keep going. I'm sure the end will be good. Let me just say the end is fine. It's just so funny to me. What happened to him? It's not bad. It's not bad. I can't stop laughing because I know what it looks like. Like, audio recording me knows what it looks like. This is by far one of the hardest ones I have attempted to do, and somehow the easiest. Like, I picked a pretty easy photo, but I was having trouble custom mixing the paints. Like, I couldn't get the right shade of skin tone. I couldn't get pretty much, like, the shades that I wanted of a lot of things, and yet this recording process was half the amount of time it has taken me to do any other glasswork, which should tell you that, like, I went through this way too fast. Way too fast. This isn't a how do you do glass art. This is more of a video of, like, I did a thing and this is what I did. But I hope you're enjoying it nonetheless. I would really like to record a glass art video of keeping the photo in frame. I know I like to, like, switch it around and move it. That way I can get the best angle and not, like, extend the paint past the black lines. But I'm thinking of getting, like, a nice top-down recording where I can move around my table, like 360 my table, and then you can kind of see the whole thing painted in one location. That way the photo's not, like, flipping around and going upside down a lot. Either way, another kind of major issue with this was that the paints ended up lightening up a great deal in the end. I always think that my paints aren't dark enough, so I make them a lot darker, and then upon laying them down, some of them darken up afterwards, and then some of them lighten up. It's, the consistency is not, very, very good. It's not very good. I feel so bad. Of course, it had to be the character that I love the most. Mamoru and Usagi are by far my favorite characters in Sailor Moon. And of course, it had to be Mamoru. This poor man, I tried so hard, and he had to come out by far the most scuffed out of any of the glass arts that I've done. And thinking back on it now, I might try to do it again. But at the same time, I still love the way that it turned out. I love Tuxedo Mask, and, you know, top husbando, absolute top husbando, and he deserves the best. My man came out a little chonky, a chonky, beautiful boy. For a while now, usually when I record, like, YouTube videos and stuff, I try to leave out a lot of this. When it comes to, especially the sewing videos, I try to take out a lot of the major mistakes. And after a while of editing, I've been thinking of leaving them in now, just so everybody can see, like, not everything turns out the way that you kind of, like, set it out to, but in the end, I still end up liking it anyway. I just think it's funny. So I just like to share, you know, this very, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. I really try in these videos to be like, hey, this is how you do it. It's very calming, you know, art and putting paint on glass. Oh, it's so pretty and beautiful. But, like, it's just funny to me. I look so angry. Watching this footage back, I look so angry painting this. Why am I so angry? Why am I so aggressive? But either way, Either way, without further ado, this is the finished glass art. This is it. Here he is. He looks fantastic. He looks pale as hell. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm definitely going to keep it. I might make another one of Mamoru, but I'm definitely keeping this one. I don't know why it makes me laugh so bad. It's just the photo and, like, the way that his face looks. Now, keep in mind, right? It looks good from a distance. From a distance, we're talking, it looks good. It looks totally good from afar. But as you get, like, closer and closer, that's when you start to notice a lot of the things I was talking about earlier. Because you look at it from afar, right? And you're like, oh, yeah, that's a good photo. And then you kind of get a little closer and you're like, what is that? What's that right there? What is that? You know, like, you start to see it. My top-down camera could not capture the glory of the markers and the paint just separating. We're talking the line work just totally dissolved into the paint. I'm thinking maybe there was too much water in the paint and it just, like, dissolved the black lining. But his eyes, his nose is what makes me laugh. His nose, his ear, his hair, even, like, the highlights in his hair for some reason dissolved under the black paint. It was crazy how much separation I got with the line work and the paint, and it makes me laugh with how much separation there was. From afar, good. Close up, that's when you start to notice those little things, and the longer I look at it, the more it makes me laugh. My cat just sneezed. You okay? So this is it. This is the finished glass art. My beautiful boy is just existing in this world with a weirdly dissolved nose, but I still very much love him. I still love him. I still love him. Either way, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a lovely day. Happy birthday to Tuxedo Mask.
What are you doing?